you gotta have a name in French. So if you want it in English, you always have to have both names and everything. So it's like, let's just pick a word that works, you know.
I don't know that was a thing.
That works at both.
What other words that work?
Yeah, there aren't many, but Sabotage is, because we're very much all about like the punk culture, you know. And so Sabotage was a sort of a natural fit, so it made sense for us.
Okay, so it's PAX East 2018. I'm sitting here with Thierry from Sabotage, and we're talking about The Messenger. So how would you describe The Messenger?
I would describe The Messenger as a game with retro aesthetic and modern game design. It starts off, we're very much playing with players' expectations, so it's the story of a ninja that has to carry a scroll through a cursed world. The game is presented as a linear 8-bit action platformer, and it eventually evolves into a 16-bit Metroidvania where you're shifting in real time between the 8 and 16-bit world, which support travel and time. So you're basically the ninja that becomes the master of time, and you're going through this sort of like puzzle exploration meets action platforming.
So is it the same ninja, or is it a different ninja, or the same ninja in a different time period?
It's the same ninja. It's like it's like in games when you just get a sprite upgrade because your character is like 10 years older or whatever. So it's kind of like the Master Ninja version of your character. It's like the full-blown, like if we did Messenger on NES and then Super Messenger on Super NES, they probably would have looked like these two sprites just to have an upgraded, because visually we could like more colors, more animation and all of that. So it's more like a high def of the same guy.
Now looking at the game's visuals, obviously something like Ninja Gaiden was an influence. There was a water section of a level. I'm thinking like TMNT. What were some of the less obvious influences that are in this game or influenced you during the writing and making of it?
Right. I think probably the least obvious reference is, I would say, is Chrono Trigger. The game has nothing to do with JRPGs, right? But this game blew my mind on so many levels that even though there isn't like a single mechanic in that game that comes from it, it was important for me to have as many surprises.
Okay, yeah.
Like it's the only game that blew my mind more than 3 times. Except maybe Frog Fractions, but then that's what it's all about. So
understood.
You know, so the idea that the hero is likely, you know, the setting is fairly classic, but then we really take it somewhere you would not expect, you know, and to be playing with that is very much like the how rich the environment is. All the characters, all the bosses have their own backstories that you can explore. Roughly 80% of the writing in the game is optional.
That's a lot. Wow.
Yeah. It's just for those who, like, the game carries a few messages on its own, you know, not to do a pun with the title. It's a lot about like personal growth and self-knowledge, and, you know, reconnecting with your inner child, which was very much the creative process behind the game. But it's not there for those who only want the action platforming, you know. So we don't bother you with the difficulty, you know. So we have challenge rooms in the game. You can think of the strawberries in Celeste, which is the most recent good example. Which is like, you know, you can just enter that room and be like, I know, I'm out. I don't care about this, you know. If you get them all, you'll get a neat, like, optional little thing, you know.
You got all the strawberries?
But it's not. What's that?
Did you get all the strawberries?
I didn't. No, not yet.
Wow.
I'm working on it, but
Okay.
no, there's no way. We have a guy at work who did everything, like seaside included.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm still like, wow. I still don't see how he manages to be at work, you know. It's like, how have you not been doing that full time if you pulled it off? But yeah, and he has a kid too. It's like, it's crazy. But yeah, so the idea is that same for the challenge, you know, when you think of NES games, we're interested in what aged well, you know. We don't want to make the game exactly as games were, because in my opinion, they were too hard. So those who just want like the main story to beat the game once, they're free to do that. And the most challenging portions are optional. So if you don't want to do them, you don't have to. But then if you're looking for the extra hard version of all the tools we're giving you to play with, then we also designed some rooms for you, you know. So it's also hidden stuff if you want to replay after you beat the game, find them all, you know, kind of deal.
Wow. What other games has Sabotage worked on?
So this is, as Sabotage, it's our first game. We're a team of people. We've been working all together for roughly 10 years.
Okay.
So at the moment, we're working, half the studio is working on The Messenger, the other half is working on the Oddworld, the upcoming Oddworld title, Soulstorm.
Oh, has that been announced?
It's been announced that it's called Soulstorm,
okay.
and that there's a new Oddworld coming out, but nothing has been shown, and I can't tell you anything other than it's amazing.
Have you met Lorne Landing?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I hung out with him at GDC, and it's been it's been about 2 years that I've been working for him.
Okay.
And then it became like Sabotage, and then I got to do my project, so we got people to keep working on his game. And no, it's a relationship we cherish a lot.
How did you reach out to Nintendo, or did they reach out to you?
So we just met we just meet with them during events, you know.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and so we reached out, and you know, and you just see them, and they're like, oh yeah, you're working on a demo, cool, you know. And eventually you're like, hey, it's getting real, you know, because they're like, okay, it looks cool, and you look cool, but like, we'll see where it goes because it's still far off. And when it became closer to the finished, like when we had the actual final quality to show, they were like, wow, you know. We announced the game in January, and every second comment on YouTube was, take it to the Switch. And so we had to go with, this is where it lives too, right? With Ninja Gaiden, with the Famicom soundtrack, you know, the Famitracker soundtrack, sorry. You know.
It's appropriate. When is the I guess window for release?
This summer 2018.
Okay.
We don't have a fixed date yet, but this summer for sure.
And it's Switch up front, Switch and PC?
Yeah.
Just Switch?
Switch at launch and PC as well.
Okay.
The game is already up on Steam for, not pre-order, but for wishlist.
Oh, okay.
If people want to get notified. But yeah.
I guess, I wish the folks at home could really see everything. There's a lot in this game. Like it's like an onion. You look at it, you think, oh, that's like Ninja Gaiden. I know what that is. You do not know what this is. There's a lot in here, and the passion that Thierry has for the writing and the story, it really comes through.
Thank you.
And the game looks great. I'm looking forward to it. And yeah.
All right. Cool.
Switch.
Yeah, Switch for sure.
It's funny. Last year, I know devs got tired of the question: is this coming to the Switch?
Yeah.
This year, it's answered up front. We're on the Switch. It's coming day one to the Switch.
Right.
Day one. I guess one more question. How big is the team? How big is Sabotage?
So the whole of Sabotage, including the Oddworld team.
Yeah.
So we're 13.
Okay.
At the office. On the Messenger, it's 3 artists, 1 programmer, 1 level designer, 1 composer. Then it's Martin, who's executive producer, and myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty lean.
Yeah. We're going with that's how it has to be, because we iterate a lot, and it's really all about, you know, passion and all being connected into, we all want to do this together. And like the goal of Sabotage was always to keep it small and to have a team that we don't have to control them, we just unleash them, you know, so that they demand minimal management, and naturally it will just emerge, you know.
Thank you for your time, Thierry.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.